Hey YouTube, this is Dawson Rider here with a review of S.H.Figuarts Lunatic from Tiger and Tobani. So, there's quite a lot to go over in this review, so I guess I'll just go ahead and get started and not try to waste too much of your time. Take a look at the box, because that's what we do here. It's a large box, because this guy's got a lot of stuff to fit in it, so it's a very large and overpowering box, but it's a really cool box. You got this like red moon in the background. You can see his name here, obviously. It says Lunatic. You got a picture of the figure, picture of the guy here. It says Tiger and Bunny. On the side here, you get a picture of the figure and his coat, cape thing. It says Lunatic. On the other side, just his name, and this picture sort of carries over. And on the back, it says, "Hear the voice of Thanatos." Thanatos. Okay, and then then it just basically shows various things you can do with the figure, the human version of him, effect parts, and all this advertising and stuff. But so, a very cool little box. So now he comes with quite a lot. That sounded dirty in my head. Here's his like regular accessory count. As usual, you've got about 3 sets of hands. You've got the fists which are on him. I don't know what kind of pose he's doing. A creep you out pose. Creep you out. Creep you out. Anyway, you got these kind of various relaxed hands. You kind of got this sort of like, I'm not sure if I really like metal or not, or like Magi Ranger hands. And then you kind of got this, I don't want to come out of the plastic to show the audience hands. No, it's just more like a gripping hands where he's like, oh! I knew that Jake Martinez didn't do it. And then this, let's beep boop beep boop beep boop on a computer hand. And that's for these are for the gun. You can tell these are for the gun by the way his fingers like that, or his crossbow, I guess. And then you have these two. These are flame fist effect parts. You can see there's like a blue flame, and actually it separates, and there's actually a whole entire hand in here, and it actually lines up. And I actually didn't know that. It's pretty funny when I was like, oh. Whoa, that's cool that your hand just slipped out. I was like, that's cool that they sort of include a hand piece in there for putting it on, and then all of a sudden the hand came out. But so that's like that. I'll probably show these off in a minute. Same deal here. The hand just kind of fits perfectly in there. And, so I guess it's kind of neat, like if you want to take those hands out and use them without the flames. But otherwise it would have been fine with me if they just molded it like that. So it sort of gives you the illusion of a normal hand. Then you have this alternate head, which is the one I'll probably use, which is with blue flames coming out of his eyes, which looks really cool. And then you have his gun crossbow-like weapon, and there's the holster which is on him, which is pretty bland. There's not much to it, but I mean, that's just the nature of the design. And then you get it in its extended getting ready to shoot mode with flame effects on it. So very cool. And then just because this is here and I want to get out of the way, you do get a Tamashi stand like with all the Tiger and Bunny ones, just Lunatic, Yuri Petrov, and it's all like, oh, I'm going to go in the stack of Tamashi stands now. So that's getting out of the way. Now I have a second accessory tray, which basically includes parts for his cape, which we'll be showing in a minute. You've got, here's the back of his cape, right here, and here's the front, his cape robe, whatever you want to call it. And here's an alternate front that has the open up thing, so you can put one of his hands through to do an effect part. And then here is two, these are flame fist hands, which these do not separate, if I recall. Oh no, they do separate. I'm sorry, I was thinking of something else. But they do also separate. These are other hands where he's just more like, raw. Let's just show this quickly. I don't want to like lose the hand. So you can see there, he's like, raw, I'm going to summon flames. So more flame hands. So very cool. So that's the accessories. Now before we start playing dress up, let's go ahead and just take a look at the figure on his own here. Pretty basic guy underneath here. Here you have his face, very kind of creepy and unnerving face. But they did a really good job, definitely, of expressing the creepiness of Lunatic's mask or whatever. I really like here, there's like a clear plastic on the top, or at least it looks like it, and then you got like the blue metallic-y plastic underneath, which is a good effect. But it's a tiny little creepy head sculpt, but it looks good. The basis of his body, just in his regular mode, is pretty basic. I mean, you just got this kind of charcoal color with the blue and a little bit of green pieces, and there's not a whole lot to it. They did a pretty good job on the paint job here, definitely, and the blue's nice and glossy here. But there's really not a whole lot to it, like no like real molding. You kind of got this skirt-esque piece, which is pretty flexible. And see his legs are just completely, they just look like 70s disco pants. And he's got these creepy Joker jester-like shoes. The back here, Here you have the holster. Let's show it doing some holstering action. If I can get around your arm. So cool. Look, he's holstering it. So then articulation-wise, you've got your little ball joint here, swiveling, double elbow joint, swiveling here at the fist. You've got your chest and waist articulation, creepy. This like works for him, like creepy. Head articulation, but all around nice ball jointed movement. Nice ball joint at the leg. It is slightly hindered by the skirt piece, but it's fairly flexible. Swiveling here. I know it's not really that much of a skirt. People are like, it's not a skirt. I know, I'm just saying. Double knee joint here. Some swiveling, and then here his leg is on, or his foot is on a nice joint that can move all around. It's hindered by his bell bottoms here, and he does have the nice toe joint, but it's just a little bit hindered by his just generalness. So, I don't feel a need to show off both of them, but I'll quickly show off one of these fist pieces here. Let's just do this one. So just take that off, and you can take it out and then reclasp the flames around him, or you can just do that. So he's like, I'ma punch you, and then it comes off anyway! You jerk! But so either way it would be easy to do. And you're like, he's like, I'ma punch you. Is that gonna stay? Yeah. So, that's cool. That's cool. So just show that. I don't feel a need really to show both. I guess I don't really feel a need to show him holding his weapon, because he's weapon paradox. Look, this is what it'd be like if he was holding it. Cool, right? Okay, so now I'm going to switch out the head, because I'm going to be keeping this head on it anyway. And the head is a little bit difficult to switch out depending on who you are. I mean, you do have that slight annoyance where the ball joint will shift. We'll see like that, where it'll just push down because of the general nature of it. And damn it, I hate that. It is a little bit annoying. You just gotta stick it in properly. Alright, so there we go. So he's all like cool now. So let's just show him putting his cape on. I'm basically going to be putting him in the pose I'm going to have him in. So you guys get to watch that. So take the back piece here and just kind of get him all tucked in a little bit. Because it can be a little bit difficult to do. Come on, get your elbow in there. And then here, I'll just show this quick. Here's the front regular piece. So in this mode, I feel like I'm making it more difficult by putting the gun in his holster, but I feel like you should be able to do that because, like in the show, he would be. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult to line this all up properly. But that's what he'd be like if he was just totally caped. You can't really do much movement. You can still move his legs, but his arms really can't move. So I prefer to put the other one on, which is with the ability to morph and even up the score. No, with the ability to move his hand out. And it just makes it a little bit easier for putting it on, so just bear with me a second. Part of me kind of wishes it was a cloth piece. Or maybe, like, it'd be nice if they did a snap-on piece like this for the completely closed mode, and then do sort of a rubbery plastic piece for this one, where it's still slightly molded with this piece out, so you know you can stick his hand through, but also makes it easier to put on, since they're already pretty much giving you two anyway. But I guess it's fine or whatever. So this is how I'm going to do it. Take his fist out here. Make sure you get the right one. Just the right one. It's hard to tell, really. No, it's not. It's this one. I think it's this one. You know Dawson has trouble telling left from right. So just like the other one, you put this up, and this is more like a, check out my pyrokinesis. He's like evil heat blast. That's basically what he is. But so there we go. That's how I'm keeping mine. And he's all accessoried up. Overall, Lunatic's one of my favorite characters in the show, so I knew I was going to like him. But overall, I think it could be a little bias going on, but Lunatic's one of my favorite Tiger and Bunny releases. I still like the die-cast nature and look of Tiger and Bunny figures, but Lunatic's just really cool looking. Like, on his own, without the cape, he's kind of bland, but he's got a lot of really cool things you can do with his flame effects, like with the various fist powers, and the crossbow, and the capes, and the eyes, and like especially when he's like this, he just looks really cool. So he's one of my favorite Tiger and Bunny releases. I just really, really like this figure. So if you're a fan of the show, or just a fan of Lunatic, I can recommend it. It's another really good Tiger and Bunny Figuarts release. So until next time, make sure you check out the podcast for token news in the craziest way possible at writersrangesrambles.com. Until next time, this is Dawson Ryder, signing out.